How has nobody answered this yet? Hi, I'm Susan, and today we are going to go over the nitty-gritty and answer the real question: which generations of Pokemon are most triggering to children of divorce? Now, I personally have not been the victim of parental divorce. I never met my father, because he was the devil, so Pokemon's very, very relatable to me. Except for Gen 3. I can't even imagine my father being a gym leader. All I can imagine him doing is being in jail. Fingers crossed. But I know all you got divorced parents. Was it your fault? Jury's still out. So yeah, today we're going to discuss which generations of Pokemon were most triggering to you, the child of divorce, I assume. So, in 9th place, the least triggering generation of Pokemon to children of divorce is, in fact, Gen 6. You have so many friends. They introduced Mega Evolution. It is a distracting enough mechanic that you aren't thinking about mom and dad not being in love. And because it's based off of France, you've got bigger fish to fry. In addition, if it's based off of French. If it's based off of France, then mom and dad probably have side pieces. So some mistresses and misters, it's a very French thing to do. So they're probably happy. They're fine. Ugh, France. In 8th place is Gen 4. Barry pulls too much focus. He's got some hella untreated ADHD, and Cynthia is a problem. You're not gonna notice how quiet the house is with Cynthia absolutely stepping on your neck every opportunity that she has. I'm pretty sure Cynthia is the reason why mom and dad are fighting. Good for her. In 7th place, there's Gen 2. There are 2 regions, and a child of divorce is likely going to be reminded that traveling between the 2 regions is kind of like how they have to travel between their 2 Christmases. And I don't know why, but I feel like Chikorita would be triggering. In 6th place, we have the original Gen 1. Gen 1 does in fact confirm that you have a father. In the Celadon department store, you talk to one of the TV screens in the cafe, the internet cafe sort of deal. It says, "Dad would love this show," or something. I'm going off of memory. I'm hoping I'm right. In addition, the anime does insinuate that your stepdad is a Mr. Mime. 5th place, we are at the top 5. We are seeing Gen 7 appear. The region itself is different islands. Islands that are divorced from each other, if you will. It starts off with you and mom moving. Is it a divorce? Is it a custody battle? Either way, you are in a new situation, in a new place, and it probably feels a little familiar. Also, with the regions being sun and moon, and having different time zone things, it could insinuate that dad might live across the planet, but you are not in the same time zone, and your parents do not hug anymore. In the top 4, just barely missing out on the top 3, we have Gen 8. Gen 8 is where they introduced Dexit. So not only have you lost both of your parents living in the same house, you lost access to your Pokemon. No matter what, you want them, but they're stuck and they can't come in the game. Just like no matter how much you want mom and dad to get back together, they just won't. Alongside that, the trees are ugly. There was that one ugly tree that made everyone upset. It would trigger me. If I was at the edge and I saw that tree, done. Gen 8 was also the generation that introduced DLC, so at base, your game wasn't even whole to start. Did it come already divorced? Also, when mom and dad fight, they sound like Team Yell. So we are now at the top 3, and this is a very, very simple, very, very clear reason why it would be in the top 3. It's Gen 5, your Pokemon get taken away. Like your family gets taken away from you. While that might be the only point, it is such a central point of that generation. It is impossible to deny the fact that you are going to be playing your game and just being reminded constantly, oh, family's gone. In 2nd place, we have probably a surprise to everyone, but it is Gen 3. I'm sure everyone came into this thinking Gen 3 is for sure the most triggering generation to children of divorce. Well, guess what? There's one above it. What Gen 3 had was an actual parent that you never see with your mother. You might see Dad, but you never see Dad and Mom together. Dad is married to his job because he's not married to Mom anymore. Your rival, they do not want to disappoint their father, kind of like you don't want to disappoint your own parents by how you react to their inevitable divorce. And on top of that, Wally gets sent away by his parents to live in the middle of nowhere with his aunt and uncle, so he obviously feels abandoned. There's no reason his parents couldn't go with. They didn't have to get rid of him, but they did. This is also the generation where they introduced Love Disc, which is a cruel reminder that Mom and Dad don't love disc each other. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said. I belong in a prison. Probably not the same one as my father, but I belong in a prison. By process of elimination, you already know the most triggering generation of Pokemon is Gen 9. And you know why. Spoiler alert. Jump to this time if you don't want to be spoiled, but I'm sure if you're here you already know or you don't care. Your friend that you traveled with so much of the game with, you fought alongside, Arvin, finding out that his parent that we all thought was alive was actually just a robot and they have been dead for an undetermined amount of time. The decision of Game Freak to do that is kind of crazy. While I do think it would be a lot worse for children who lost a parent, I think it'd still be pretty bad for children of divorce. Also, the games run like garbage. Kind of like your parents' marriage did. Switch 2 is your stepmom. She's a lot more fun. I have no idea what that video was, but it's done, and you don't have to watch it anymore. You're free. So I hope I covered all of the important points. If I missed anything, sound off in the comments and tell me how stupid I am. And if you are a child of divorce, let me know which generation of Pokemon was the most upsetting for you. And if you were in fact the reason that they got a divorce, then I hope you're looking forward to Gen 10. You can like and subscribe. I don't expect you to. This video is absolutely insane. Okay, I'm gonna go. Go get therapy. Or a hot dog. I'm gonna go swim, because I'm on vacation. Bye.